Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage. Today we're just going to be having some fun. We're going to be throwing out part one of wide receivers to look for in the 2024 slash 2025 NFL draft. Skill positions are important. We'll get, for doing props on Saturdays or weeknights during the college season. So you have to go extra deep when it comes to skill positions if you want to try to make any money with props. All right. So today I'm going to be throwing out five wide receivers. No way are these being ranked at all. It's just five names to look out for come 0 week in August. And it's coming quick. First kid is Keandre Lambert Smith, 6'1", 190. He wasted about 4 years at Penn State, and Penn State's quarterback is just straight up horrible. He's had a horrible deep ball. This kid, 3-year starter, he's a true burner. Even for his size, he's very fast. So he entered the portal, and he's at Auburn now. I don't see anybody having this kid, not even in their top 20. But that's why I'm the draft guru, because these are just a bunch of nerds that work for all these other publications and just look at statistics and analytics. They don't know nothing. But that's why you're going to get different names on here to look forward to. So this kid is a burner, and watch out for him this year at Auburn. Second kid, Xavier Restrepo out of Miami, 5'10", 190. He burst out onto the scene last year, over 1,000 yards, like eight or nine touchdowns. And I did a video on, everyone's talking about this kid now. Everyone's talking about this kid. I did a video on this kid a week after the NFL draft. I did a video on this kid. And I comped him to a Spanish Wes Welker. This kid doesn't have long range speed, but I want to see what this kid's 10-yard split is come combine. I'm really interested in, because this kid is more quick than fast, but he's like sneaky slippery, and he always finds a way to get open. So if this kid goes to like an NFL team with a really good quarterback, he's going to put up crazy stats, because no matter what he does, he gets open. He's just crazy slippery. That's why I comped him to like Wes Welker. Wes Welker wasn't going to beat anybody in a 100-yard race, let's be honest. But he had a crazy NFL career. That's why I comped him. And he just gets open. It's crazy. And he had 1,000 yards last year. And I believe Miami started 4 different quarterbacks last year. So now they got a new transfer in. So don't be shocked you see this kid's numbers go up really higher this year. And he'll be a top 10 wide receiver, as well, barring any injuries, anything like that. He will be a top 10 wide receiver. But like, I just find it ironic that all these publications are talking about this kid now, and I did a video on him 2 months ago. Another kid, nobody really is talking about him. No one really has him ranked, but he's a sleeper in my opinion. Jermichael Studevant. He originally was at Cal, then he transferred to UCLA. He has great size, 6'3", 205. Now, this kid caught my eye in 2022 playing for Cal. He put up big numbers, and he has the size that a lot of teams like in the NFL. In my personal opinion, if I was starting a team tomorrow, I want a burner. I want a kid that's going to burn and stretch the defense, stretch the field. Then I want a not so fast, big, tall possession wide receiver that I can look to for short passes and on third downs. Then I want my number one wide receiver who's big, strong, can fast, stretch the field, and he can do all of those. I'm not saying he is a number one wide receiver in the NFL, but this kid, he had better, like I said, he had better numbers in Cal than he did with UCLA last year. But UCLA was just horrible last year, and their quarterback play left stuff for be desired. But this is a kid that nobody is talking about. And of course, I always talk about people that no one's talking about, but this is a kid to watch. This is a kid that you can also make money with on Saturdays or some. They play late though. Or the West Coast teams, those games come on like 11, 12 o'clock over here on the East Coast. But this is a kid to watch as a major sleeper. Watch him blow up this year. Next kid, Amika Abuka from Ohio State, 6'1", 205. He burst onto the scene in 2022 when he had C.J. Stroud, he had Harrison. He broke onto he had crazy numbers in 2022. Last year, 2023, Ohio State had a below average quarterback. Plus, he injured his ankle. And I also think he made a business decision by not going back in there as early as he could have, because I truly believe he thought he was going to sit on the sidelines the majority of the year and still get drafted in the first round. And all you got to do is go do your homework from 3 drafts ago, when we had two wide receivers from Ohio State going round one, and one of them just barely played his last year. He made a business decision. So in my heart of hearts, I think he thought he was just going to stand on the sidelines and go number one. And then like when you're thinking about going into the draft, the NFL will tell you what they think round you're going to go in. And this past April's wide receiver class was so deep, there was no way he was going in round one. Now, this year coming up, the draft of 2025, this kid will be a first round pick. This kid, he might be the second wide receiver drafted in 2025. Ohio State has a much better quarterback this year, and he has a deep ball, and that's this kid's specialty. And this kid has good hands. He will stretch the field. He will stretch the defense, and that's going to open up even more for Ohio State's running backs. Now, here's a kid that everyone is saying, some people are saying he's going to be the first overall pick. A lot of people are saying he's a top 5 pick. A lot of people have him as their number 1 wide receiver. Luther Burden III out of Missouri. He had 1,200 yards and 9 TDs. The only problem is he has 1 year of production. This kid has jets on him. He can fly. So, but my thing is, I really like to see guys do it more than 1 year. I don't like flash in the pan type of guys. But if this kid stays on his projected routes, if he does his stats this year in a row, and I want to see what 40 this kid runs, because this kid can fly. This kid, he's going to break 4.4s. He's going to be like the 4.3. He's going to be in the 4.3 range, this kid, and he has good hands. So some people have him going number one overall. I don't. I do think he could be the number one wide receiver drafted. And listen, it's early, it's June, we're just having fun. In my opinion, as of right now, the number one wide receiver could either be between him and Abuka from Ohio State, but we'll see. Like I said, it's early. Tomorrow, I'm going to drop 5 corners. And then Saturday, we're going to swing back around with starting with defensive tackles again. Like and subscribe. Don't cost nothing. And when you're rocking with the GWO, it's for life. Thank you, everybody.